Okay, good evening. We are live and we are glad to be here this Wednesday evening. It's cold Wednesday evening here in Texas. Been raining. I was looking at the weather. Looks like everybody that's probably on this call tonight is cold and dreary and probably wrapped up under a blanket watching this training tonight, which is a good place to be. You could be out in the cold and doing something like that. So it's good to have everybody with us tonight. We are going to try to stay on time. We may go just a little bit over, as at the end of the training, we are going to get into the marketing platform. I've had a lot of questions over the last several weeks on the marketing platform. So I want to go through and we're going to start breaking down and going into the anatomy of the marketing platform so that you can see each individual part. And we're going to break down the marketing platform this week, and next week we're going to break down the second half of the marketing platform. First half of training we're going to go in tonight is we're going to talk about preparing for 2017 and getting ready for 2017. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about 2017 and what's going to be going on there. Just real quick, if you can hear me, just shoot me a message and say, hey, I'm here. And that way I know that we are broadcasting. I can see the little green lights going on this side telling me that sometimes you never know when you're looking at the other side. So, but welcome everyone. We are going to get started right on time here this evening. It's good to have everybody back, and hope everybody is preparing for a cold evening and a good holiday season. So let's get started. And for those of you who are new to the call, hey Mark, how you doing, buddy? My name is Kerry Miller, and I am the trainer for Appwizard Studio. We are here each and every single Wednesday night, and we always look forward to trainings. Been doing it almost 4 years now, and time flies when you're having a good time. Let me get things rolling here so my screen will change. Tonight we are going to continue with planning your success for 20. And I hope that everybody took last week's training and started getting it together and reflecting on what was in the past. Just real quick, a quick disclaimer, as I will say before each and every training. I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. You have to put something in if you want something out. In other words, I cannot guarantee just because you're watching training, you will make any sales, create any traffic, or increase your income. Every single person is different, has different work ethics, and different desires. So tonight we're going to start off and we're going to go back and we're going to look at, are you ready for 2017? What are you doing to make 2017 better than 2016? I love this quote from Zig Ziglar. This is one of my favorites. You know, so many times we hear people say, oh, it's not all about the money. And you're right, it's not all about the money. But money isn't the most important thing in life, but it's reasonably close to oxygen on the gotta have it scale. You know, there's not too many things you can do anymore without money. Hey, Tom, how you doing, buddy? You know, it's just one of those things that you got to have if you want to eat, if you want to put gas in your car, if you want to have a car, if you want to go to the movies, or any of those other things. So it does take a little money to get you where you need to go. Last week, we talked about, first off, reflection, looking back at where you were, what you did, and the things that transpired in 2016 so that you can have an idea of which direction you're going. And we talked about being positive. You know, quit being the Debbie Downer. Quit looking in the mirror every time you come in and saying, oh my gosh, what a terrible day it's been. I had no sales. Things have just been terrible. I just don't know what to do. And you go to bed and then you wake up in the same frame of mind. Be positive. Take everything you do and look at it from a positive light. Things in a way that it's going to inspire you, and you're going to learn from those things. And it's going to teach you which direction you don't need to go, but the direction that you do need to go, and that you keep your head up and you keep on moving on. Hey, Ed, how you doing, buddy? What's the temperature there in Indianapolis, Ed? And tonight, we're going to talk about being grateful. Be grateful for what you have and stop complaining. It bores everybody else, does you no good, and doesn't solve. So much to be grateful for as we come into this holiday season. We just finished up Thanksgiving, and as I reflect back, I have so much to be thankful for, and so many great things to look forward to in the future. And I have a wonderful life, and everybody has ups and downs and hits the wall and so forth. Hey, Jack, how you doing, buddy? And it's just so many things that happen in life. But when you think about it, we got it pretty darn good. We live in a great country where we can voice our opinions and do the things we want to do, start our own businesses and go out and make money and do the things that we want to do with our families, and go when we want to go and come home when we want to come home. And so be grateful for those things. How often do you stop to express gratitude for what you have, what you've done, and where you're going? How often are you thankful for all the things that's happened in your life? And sometimes we look back and we say, gosh, man, it's been a rough year. But you know what? As I've always been told, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and it could have been a whole lot worse. Just go to a cancer center sometimes, and you're healthy, and look around and look at the positive attitudes there. I grew up, my mother's been through cancer, had cancer on and off for the last 15 years. And she's the most positive, outlooking person in the world. And I've learned from her, watching her go through that. And I think, you know what? When I think I've got it bad, I think, man, there are other people who are a lot worse off than I am, but they're the ones who are positive and ready for the next day. And we need to think of that same way. Drive downtown Dallas sometime. I'm from Dallas. Being on the streets, they would love the opportunity that we have right here every single Wednesday night to come to training, to learn about business, to learn about going and helping other companies to grow and to have a great return on investment, and all the things that we learn here. So be thankful and express that gratitude to the other. The greatest source of happiness is the ability to be grateful at all times. And I know you see me quoting and having a lot of Zig slides up. I've been thinking a lot about Zig this past few days. He passed in 2012, and he was a great inspiration to me in my life. So throughout these next few days, these next few trainings, you'll see a lot of Zig quotes, and I hope they inspire you just as they have over my lifetime. And I'm grateful for Zig. I'm grateful for the inspiration that he has brought me. How many times have you stopped to thank your family for supporting your business, for going through the ups and downs that you go through, even though you don't realize that they do? Every time that you're down, they feel it. Every time you're up, they feel it. Every time there's a swing in finances, they feel it. How many times do you stop and say, hey, I really appreciate you. I'm very grateful for you standing by my side and for supporting me and doing the things that we've done together, and for you being there for me when I go out and I come home and I look in that mirror and I reflect on the day, and I'm not as positive as I should be, but you've lifted me up and you've taken me to a new place, and I'm excited about going out again tomorrow. Thank your family. Thank your friends. How many times have you stopped to thank your family for supporting your business? You can't truly be considered successful in your business life if your home life is in shambles. Take a look at the things around you, and maybe there's something that's throwing you off. Maybe there's something there that's an outside influence, and you need to kind of fix that first, right? So, because we have to be successful in all the things we do. How many times have you stopped in to thank your customers for their business? We are consultants. We are the driving force behind the marketing of the companies that we talk to. We should be in there making sure that they've got a smile on their face, that they realize that customers are going to be coming in the door, and they need to know that we are grateful that they are writing us a check every single a month. That we should be grateful that they allow us to come in and be a part of their business, to help them grow, to do the things that they do so that they can succeed. You know, we're in a great place, and I hope you all look at it this way. We're in a very good place in life because we have the opportunities and the abilities to go out and help other people succeed. You know, we're not a salesperson. We're just not in the app business or the marketing business. We are in the helping other businesses business to grow and to succeed so that their children can go to college, so that they can put food on their tables. And we're able to do those things. And we need to express those things. And we need to make sure that they understand that we're thankful that we have the opportunity to help them. How many people do you think walk into a business every day and say, hey, Jim, I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of your business? They don't never hear that. All people do is go in and take their money and run. Don't just take their money. Be a part of the excitement in their life as they watch their business grow. Be a part of helping them grow. Be a part of increasing their return on investment every single day. You'll be glad you did. And that's just one more thing you have to be grateful for. How many times do you stop and just give thanks for the opportunities you have and the blessings you receive for doing what you do? Among the things you can give and still keep are your word, a smile, and a grateful heart. Think about that for a moment. Sometimes all somebody needs is a pat on the back. I was talking to Nikisha today out in Jacksonville, Florida, as a matter of fact, Mark. And I was talking to her, and she was talking about one of her sales reps. And you know, she said, you know, I said, one thing that our sales reps need, and many of you have salespeople, sometimes they get down and out too. You know, do you ever stop and thank them for what they do? Or do you ever stop and just put a smile on their face so that they can go out and take that smile and spread it? You know, happiness is contagious. Have you ever been in a room when people are sitting around laughing and next thing you know, you're laughing, you don't even know what you're laughing about, you know, and you see somebody over the corner, they're happy, and next thing you're happy, and I get accused of being happy all the time, and I try to stay happy. Sometimes I'm not, but I try to stay happy. I try to laugh. I try to cut up and have a good time. You know, that's contagious. When you walk into a place, I always make it a point when I go into stores, you know, I talk to people and sometimes I have people with me say, man, you talk to everybody you see. And I try to say positive things to people because I want to be a positive person to somebody else's life. And I'm grateful that I have that personality that I can do that. And you need to be thankful and grateful that you have the opportunity to change people's lives. You have the opportunity to go out every day to change people's lives. Just like I'm thankful and we at Appwizard Studio are very grateful to have each and every one of you as resellers to come in and listen to our trainings and be a part of our family and do the things that you do, and us be able to do the things for you that we do to help you succeed. Woodrow and I was talking just the other day, and we have a saying here, is your success is our success. And about I might get choked up here just a little bit because we were talking a lot about that, and we were very passionate about what we do and helping you and your loyalty to this company and your loyalty to going out and doing what you do. And we're very thankful for that. We're grateful for you because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here every Wednesday night. Woodrow would not be developing and doing the things he does and running the company and making sure the lights come on every day. Thankful that we have each and every one of you as a part of the Appwizard family. And we truly believe that each and every one of you are part of our family. I want you to do this tonight after training. This is kind of your homework. Okay, last week I asked you to do a few things. Tonight I want you to sit down and I want you to write down the things you're grateful for and reflect on those things as you prepare for the coming year and learn from those things. Sit down and say, man, I did so many good things this year. I didn't even realize it. I'm so thankful that I had these opportunities. And just start right. You would be amazed at the things that you'll come up with as you reflect. We go back to that old reflection, as you reflect back on all the things that you've done and all the things that you have been a part of. So many times, and I have people call me and we sit down and we talk and they say, man, Kerry, it's crazy. I got so many things going on. I don't know what to do first. You have to eliminate the excess in your life. You've got to clear the clutter. You've got to unbury yourself. You got to bring yourself out of that place that you're at and get focused. Don't go out and try to conquer the world and try to do every single thing that I teach every single week or every idea that at Appwizard Studio give you. Focus on the things that you can do very, very well and get rid of all the other stuff. And then once you get very, very good at something, then bring something new on. If you've been to more than 3 of my trainings, you have heard me say these 3 simple words. Keep it simple. I live my life this way. I run my business this way. Everything I do this way. I'm not, and I've said this many times, I'm not highly educated. That's one of the reasons I keep it simple. I'm not a techno guru. I'm self-taught in every single thing I do. Every computer I've ever bought, I've sat down and figured out how to use it. When I first came on with Appwizard, I sat down and I learned how to use it, and I learned how to build apps, and I learned how to do all those things. And I just keep it simple. That's why I love our platform, because it's so amazingly simple that anyone can use it. Now, you got to get off your butt and make it happen, obviously. You just can't sit back on the couch and expect those things to happen on their own. But don't overcomplicate everything. Don't try to do everything today. That's why the mobile business card came about. Everything else was too complicated for me. So I did what I dummied it down. I brought it down to where I could understand it, so that I knew that when I was going out and talking to clients and customers, they would understand it. And it literally changed my business. It changed the business for many of our resellers. Stop and think of all the things that you started, wanted to start, thought about starting, that kept you from your main goals, and get rid of it. If it's not doing you any good, get rid of it. Wipe it off your plate. Throw it in the garbage disposal, turn it on, put the water in, and let it flush right out to the sewer. Because all you're doing is stopping yourself from being successful. All you're doing is stopping yourself from doing what you love to do, and that's going out and selling that one thing that you understand more than anything. Don't put too many complicated things on your plate. Don't try to do mobile business cards and birthday clubs and directories and auto apps and resume apps and all the things that we've learned over this last year. Find you one and get good at it. Then add another, and then add another. I taught a training, and I can't remember where it was. You can probably go into our YouTube channel, the Instant Appwizard YouTube channel, and just search for stacking. And I teach a stacking method, how to stack your sales on top of each other. Many call it upsells. I call it stacking. You go out and you sell one thing, and then when your client gets good at that, then you go out and sell them another thing. Because see, this is what happens. If you don't keep it simple for your clients, you're going to lose them and they're not going to write you a check every month. So don't overcomplicate it for them. Clear the clutter for them. As you build your business and you break out with this one product, and it doesn't matter what it is, they're all great, and you can go out and sell full-blown apps every day if you're good at it, or you can go out and sell business clubs for $500 for monthly residual every month, or you can build directories and go out and get your residual off the directories every month. We have people that are doing very well with directories. We have people doing very well with birthday clubs. We have people doing very well with mobile business cards. We have people doing very well with restaurant apps. I mean, they have found the center of their universe, and they got all the other clutter out of the way. Staying busy is a bad trait. I hate when somebody tells me they're busy. Nothing drives me more when I ask somebody, I say, what are you doing? Man, I'm so busy, I don't know what I'm doing. That's why you don't know what you're doing. Completing your current task is success. Don't count the things you do. Do the things that count. Quit being busy. Busy is the worst thing that you could ever do. If you're busy, then you're probably off track and you're on the wrong road. And when you get busy, things happen bad because you can't stay focused. You start throwing things off that you should have done because you're so busy and you don't know what you're busy doing. And so that's one thing that just drives me nuts. Man, I've been so busy today, I didn't know which direction I was going. What have you been busy doing? What did you finish today? What can you say when you go to bed at night that I was successful doing this and I completed it, and I can go out tomorrow and I can start over and I completed that task and I am successful? You know, busy people are probably, I've never met a busy, successful person. I've met extremely successful people who have a busy life. That's just because they're trying to juggle so many things at one time. But I've never met a busy person that's very successful. Never have, and probably never will. You have to stay focused on what you're doing. Distraction. Listen to what I'm fixing to say. This is very important. If you don't hear anything else I say tonight, listen to what I'm fixing to say. Distraction costs you money, and it stops your creativity and your innovation. That's why a lot of people will call and say, you know what? How do you do this? Because there's so many busy doing so many other things, and they're so distracted, they don't take time to learn the system. They don't take time to push a couple of buttons. I'm going to show you some things in a minute that I will almost bet you that 95% of you have never seen in the marketing platform. That's because you stay distracted, and you got to focus. Keep it simple. Don't allow it to stop your creativity and your innovation. Just because you like it doesn't mean everyone else will. Trust me, I've developed a lot of things in my life that I thought was the better mousetrap. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. And then when I would show it to everybody else looked at me like I'm crazy. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I know this is going to work. I know this is going to sell. I know that everybody's going to want this. And then I realized that I did nothing but waste my time, and I was busy doing that when I should have stuck with what works and then add the new tools or products one step at a time. Test the market before you dive in with both feet. You know, if you learn something during our Appwizard studio trainings on Wednesday night, don't stop what's making you successful. Don't stop what's bringing in the income every single day that's feeding your family and sending your kids to college and taking you on vacation every summer. Add the other to it just a little bit at a time and see if it's something that you enjoy doing. You see, there's one thing you're doing. You're looking for results, period. If what you're doing does not create a positive result, then you're wasting your time. And you're wasting everybody else's time too. Why go in and try to sell something to someone that the last 2,000 people told you it's no good? It doesn't do me any good. And you took the thing that you were out selling, take for example, the birthday club. You were out selling the birthday club, which is constantly bringing people into a business every single week because of the way the birthday club is set up. And all of a sudden you quit selling that and you quit paying attention to that, and your customers quit sending you that $500 a month, and you're out trying to sell something that is going to be perfect. Maybe you're out trying to sell resume apps to auto dealers. Not a good idea. Look for the results. Test the market before you dive in with both feet. Setting goals. You know, we all set goals. Whether we believe it or not, we set a goal. My number one goal is to wake up every day. my number one goal is to crawl out of bed every single morning and start over. Setting goals helps bring your future into your present, and the present is the only time we can take action. Think about this for a moment. How many of you set goals so high that you know that when you set them, you're not going to achieve them? You set those goals so high, it's almost like you're going to go to Mount Kilimanjaro and you've not even left the state of Texas yet. And you know that for the rest of the year, you're not going to leave the state of Texas. Now, that may be a long-term goal, but what is your goal for today? What is your goal for tomorrow? Without goals, you have no direction. How many of you use GPS? How many on the call right now? How many of you that are on the training right now use GPS? How many of you use it on a regular basis? I know I do. How many of you turn it on and you use your GPS to get where you're going to go? That's exactly the way goals work. If you turn off your GPS and I tell you, hey, go downtown Dallas and come down on Commerce Street and find my office. Now, my office isn't downtown Dallas and I'm not on Commerce Street. This is just an example. And you don't use your GPS and you didn't have a map out, I can promise you, you would not find me unless you absolutely knew where Commerce Street was, because it is downtown Dallas, right off the Big Mixmaster, right off the 30, 35, 40, all of that right downtown. It is a bear to get off the interstate. It's just a rough place to be. But without GPS, you're not going to find it. That's the same way with goals. You have to have goals or you have no direction, or a bar to measure your success for the day, the week, the month, or the year. If you don't set a goal for today of selling 3 apps, okay, or 3 birthday clubs, or 3 new businesses for your directory, or 3 auto dealerships, if you don't have a goal and you set that goal and you never achieve your goal and you don't know what your goal was, then you've not set a bar. And you will never know what you're capable of. You know, you set a goal every day of 2 and you go out and sell 3 and 4 and 3 and 5 and 3 and 5 and 4 and 5. Well, guess what? You've set your goal too low. Set your goal at 6. Find out you already know that you're going and exceeding your goal. So raise your goal. Become better than you are, because every one of you are better than what you truly think you are. I talk to most of you all the time. We know how extremely talented that you are and how smart you are. And so don't set your goals too low. Set your goals to a place where you have to reach. Remember as a child when we used to go out on the playground, and this was my worst time of the day. And you know, people used to like to go out and play at school, you know, recess, they called it. And the recess bell would ring. And I had a PE teacher that was like a drill instructor. He thought that the first 30 minutes of recess, we had to go out and work out. And that's exactly what we did. Kids today would never be able to do that. They could not take the way it was when I was in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. The world would stop. But we would go out and we did calisthenics and jumping jacks and picking grass and all that stuff. And we did it for about 30 minutes. Well, PE was only 45 minutes. So you only had 15 minutes to really go out and play. Okay. So we knew exactly where it was, and I didn't like it. But I can tell you this: he had a goal that he was going to make sure that all of our kids, all of us kids, were healthy, and our minds were in good shape, and that we were studying, and that we were educated, and that was his goal. He set a bar, and I'm gonna tell you something. It was tough to achieve that bar every day. But I did something I did not like. But you know what? I told myself every day when I went out to that PE ground that I was going to do and exceed what he wanted us to do. And then we would go from that. And you know the first place we always ran to? You remember those, I don't even know what they're called. You used to climb across them one hand at a time. And if you stood on the ground, you couldn't reach it. And you sit there and you jump and try to reach, jump and try to reach, jump and try to reach. And you finally one day you jumped and you grabbed a hold of the bars and you crawled across there with your hands and you achieved. You see, that bar was set high, but eventually you achieved it. And then it was time to move on to something else. You have to reach it to achieve it. If you just sit down and do nothing, you're never going to achieve anything. Evaluate your past year, what you achieved and what you didn't. You know, so many times we sit back and we think about this. We think about the things that we achieve, but we never look at the things we didn't achieve because it brings back what? Bad memories. It brings back times that we don't want to remember because it was a bad day. You have to evaluate everything. And you have to understand why you achieved the things you achieved and why you failed at the things you failed. There's nothing wrong with failure. Failure is okay. Okay? Failure is okay, as long as you learn from it. Don't fail and walk away with your head down. When you fail, walk away with your head up and your brain intact and think about the reasons that things just didn't go the way that they went. See, failure is not always failure. Think of failure as a learning experience that's going to get you over the hurdle the next time you go out. You have to prepare to win, and failure is part of it. If you can't dream it, you will get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. To me, a dream, a goal, thinking about where I want to be tomorrow is the blueprint for the reality that will come. All you're doing is setting a goal, is putting a dream into motion. The clouds start moving, you start thinking, your brain is being exercised, and you have a place that you can wind up. But without goals in place to achieve that dream and understanding where you want to go, failure is sure to follow. Not set a goal and you have no direction, you have no dreams. How many of you have dreams? How many of you have things in your life right now that you know you want to do, and you know exactly what you've got to do to achieve it and exactly what you got to do to get where you want to go? How many of you on the call right now have that dream, no matter how big or how small? And you had to put a goal in place to achieve it. And to achieve that dream and understanding where you want to go, if you don't have a goal, failure is sure to follow. You're on a mission. Plan it, develop it, and achieve it. Visualize your success. Visualize in your mind. See where you're at and see where you want to go. I want to close tonight preparing. See how much time I got here. About 30 minutes. It worked out about perfect. January the 4th, I'm going to start teaching a series on bundling. How many of you have ever heard of bundling? Do you know what bundling is? Just about everything you purchase today is bundled. You know, especially like cable. That's probably one of the most famous things. Probably one of the first places that started bundling things is cable TV. You know, they bundled this with this. Now they bundle your high-speed internet with your cable, and they make it sound like such a great deal, and you get that for about 6 months for $29, and then after 6 months it jumps up there to about $249, and I personally don't have cable. I don't have Dish Network. I don't have any of those. I watch Hulu and I watch Netflix, and it costs me about $18 a month, and I probably watch as much TV as anybody else does and don't miss a single show. But I'm going to teach bundling, the subscription model. And I'm going to show you how to put things together, how to go in and you put together packages. And instead of going out and selling that, sell it as a subscription. People are used to paying subscriptions. People are used to paying a subscription for their cable TV. They're used to paying subscriptions for their cars. You know, when you go in and buy a new car today, they'll sell you a subscription to getting your oil changed for 2 years and getting free checkups every month. And they do that for a reason. They do that so you'll bring the car back in so that they can find all the little things that they think is wrong with it and charge an exorbitant amount of money. So I'm going to teach you that model, and we're going to start January 4th of 2017. And we're going to be in that for just a few weeks. But we're going to talk tonight about the marketing platform. And you have to understand every aspect of the marketing platform, and it is essential to the residual income. How many of you want to make residual income? How many of you want to make income every single month for what you did today? And how would you like to do that where it's set up and it's automated and you set it and forget it and you really don't have to do anything else? I probably get asked this question, gosh, man, 5 times a week, easily 5 times a week. Is there any way to put an expiration on a coupon? How many of you know that you can put an expiration on your coupon right in your text message? How many of you on the call right now know that you can put an expiration on your coupon right in your text message? And if it's expired and they go in and show that to their business, it's no good. You have to be able to know how to do those things. And we're going to walk through every single step of the marketing platform. And I'm going to show you all these different things and show you how to do these things. First and foremost, the marketing platform. You have to log into your system, okay? And you have to go in and you have to be in the app itself. The marketing platform is not a part of the overall control panel. Every single app has its own marketing platform. And what you do is you just go and you click on edit content, and right up here at top, it says, and what you have to do, and all of you know, we've been over this many, many times on how to set up the join our list section. If not, if we need to go over that, just let me know, and we will go over that again next week, and I may go over it anyway. But just click on Messaging Center, and you get this huge drop-down box. Okay, now right here you got your queued messages, messages sent, text received, text keywords. Maybe you're using multiple keywords and you don't know what those keywords are. All you have to do is go right here to text keyword, text subscribers, email subscribers, and of course the most important thing right here, because I know a lot of you are doing this, you can look down and see how many birthday subscribers. Why is that data important to you? Because that tells you if your client is using the system or not. These numbers right here tells you whether or not your clients are using the system. I just built this today for training tonight. This is my text subscription. This is my email subscription. And I actually signed in with 2 different birth dates because I was testing this app, testing the information coming back. But I can look at this right here and I can say, wow, this guy's done 300 text subscribers. He's only on the 500 plan. If he sends out twice a month, guess what I need to do? I need to go up and I need to upgrade his texting service. Now, emails doesn't matter. You can have as many email subscribers as you want. And if you're on the birthday program, if this number is going up right here, you definitely want this number to go up right here. If it's not, then there's a disconnect in what your system is. Okay, you got people subscribing, but they're not doing what? They're not clicking and putting in their birthday information. So maybe the coloring is wrong. Maybe they can't see that in the app. Maybe the buttons are white and the data on the text on the button is white, and you didn't even realize it, and you've been running this guy's campaign, and everybody's signing up for the birthday program, and you look up here, wow, man, he's got 300 text subscribers. Wow, he's only got 2 birthday subscribers. What the heck happened? and trust me, I miss coloring buttons all the time. I had a salesperson call today and said, "Hey, Kerry, they can't see I had a black background with black text, and I forgot to change it to white, and they couldn't see name and email and all that information on the email form. So I had to run in it. I did it real quick while I was on the phone. The customer's happy. Very easy to miss. And so when you're setting up your app and you go in here, this information isn't just here just because it's there. It's put there for a reason so that you can go in and you can evaluate what your texting platform is doing. Tonight, we're going to focus just specifically. Next week, we're going to go into the rest of these buttons. In next week's training, we'll go through each one of these buttons. And I will go in and I will show you how to set up the join our list button and how to make that whatever you want. I'm sitting here thinking about that as I'm talking. But let's go in here. So you go to Messaging Center. Let's go in and look at the specific section here where you send a new message. So we're going to set up and we're going to send a new message. Now here you've got text subscribers, email subscribers, post on Facebook, and post on Twitter. Now, if you sit here and you see it says text subscribers 1, okay, and you sit up here and you say, wow, that's not going out to anybody, you've got to click these buttons in order to engage who you want to engage. You don't have to send out to all 4 of these. You can only send out to text subscribers. You can only send out an email. You can only send out and post on Facebook. You can only post on Twitter. Okay, and you can actually go in here and on the schedule this message where you set up a message and it's scheduled and it only posts on Facebook. You can actually set up a message where it only posts on Twitter. This is how many of you have spent hundreds, probably thousands of dollars on the auto posters and all that crap that you buy from JVZoo? How many of you have bought those auto posters and you say, boy, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread? And it'll go out there and it'll set up your auto post and it'll post for you in Facebook and on Twitter. And you spent all that money doing it. And you've had this platform for 2 or 3 years. And every time some new little widget or gidget or gadget comes out and it's $29 or $59, you go out and buy it. I can tell you have because I have. I know we do. It's just something about it that sucks us in. And then when we get it, we find out that all it does is post to post. I don't know if you know this or not, but you've had an auto poster right here in this messaging center that you can set up auto post for the rest of the year, every single day, once a week, once a month, however you want it to go out, you can auto post right here from your marketing platform. When you go in to talk to your customers and your clients, you need to make sure that you understand that. Hey, Jack, let me show you something that's really cool about our marketing system. We can literally set up your post 2 or 3 weeks in advance. We'll sit down and we'll put together the plan and we'll set up your post where they automatically post at a specific time of day on a specific day of the week, and it'll do it automatically. We can also do the same thing with your tweets. We can also do the same thing with your text messages. We can also do the same thing with your email subscribers. And you don't have to set them up all at the same time. Maybe you want to set up your email and your text subscribers at a different time. You want to set up your text subscribers right before lunch every whatever their day of the week that they need business. You know, the restaurant's slow, or maybe the clothing store it's their worst day of the week, and you want to set up that special coupon for that day. and you want it to go out to all the email subscribers at a certain time, and you want it to go out to all the text subscribers at a certain time. You don't want to do it at the same time. That way you can mix up your marketing. Okay? Maybe people check their Facebook when does most people check their Facebook? When they wake up in the morning. That's when people check their Facebook. And that's when they look at their notifications, is when they wake up in the morning. Most people get up around between 6 and 7 o'clock. So you want that Facebook post to go out and that Twitter post to go out around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So you set that up to go out at that time. Well, you don't want your text message to go out at 6 o'clock in the morning if you're doing this for a restaurant, because you want that person to come in at what time? Between 11 and 1. So you want to send it out about 10:45 or 10:30. So you set up your text message to go up at that time. Well, what do people do when they first get to work? About between 8 and 9 o'clock. They check their email. So you want your email to go out between 8 and 9 o'clock. So you got your Facebook and your Twitter going out between 6 and 7. Going out about 9, and you got your text message going out at what? 10:30. You just covered the entire gamut of that person's morning routine through the marketing platform, and you didn't have to go out and spend a nickel on a bunch of gadgets and gadgets to do all that stuff for you. You've got the tools right here in your hand, right here in the marketing platform to do it for you. When I was talking to Nakisha tonight, she said, you know what, Kerry? I'm going to go out and just start selling the marketing platform. I said, what an amazing idea. We've got a few people that do that. Of course, it has to be attached to an app, but they're not out selling an app. They're out selling nothing but the marketing platform as their base product to put everything around. How many of you have heard me say that this is the center of our universe? That this is the center and everything else rotates around it. So now you set up your marketing plan. So let's go in here and look at a couple of things. So you come in here and you select. Now I don't have, this is brand new. I just put this together today, so I don't have my APIs and everything. If you've got the enterprise program, you got to set up your own secret keys and everything for Facebook. Okay. I got it set up for Twitter, but I don't have it set up for Facebook. So Facebook page, this will drop down and it's undefined now. There's nothing in there. And it'll give you all your pages that you want to post to. So you just select the one you want. All right. Now, next, we just talked about this, expiration dates. We kind of get it in our heads that we've got to send out, and we want to make sure that our app is attached to every single message. Okay. Don't get away from that. Make sure that your app is attached to every single message. Why? Because you want to keep people in that app. You want to show that app being opened, and you want to make sure you have your analytics set up so that you can show your client that that app is being used, because he's going to be paying you for that app. But let me show you something you can do with coupons. Put the coupon in the app, but set the text message up with the expiration date. And all you have to do is say, do I want an expiration date? No. How about yes? Yes, I want an expiration date. Click on the expiration date, and it will automatically add the expiration of that coupon, okay, when they show it. Now, if I walked in and it said December 6th and the day was the 7th, well, then I would have to tell my customer that's no good, or I could honor it if that's what I wish to do. But I would know that that coupon is no good anymore. Okay. Now, you also want to drive them to the app, and I would put a nice looking coupon in the app, and I would make sure that that link is in there. But the expiration itself, you have to give a terms of service when you set up these coupons, whether you put it on the bottom or whatever. Okay. Make sure you put in the app, hey, show your message to the waiter. Okay. Show this message to your waiter and get 10% off your order. Expires 6/23. There's your expiration. It's automatic. It's automated. They all went out exactly the way you set them up, and you're good to go. Now, you set the date. All right. You can see here Yellow is today's date. So whatever you look up here and you say, oh, today's the 7th. Green is selected expire date. Now, if you don't see a green, the expiration date is going to be the same date as today's date. If you go in and select that, let's say the 9th. Can everybody see that on the screen turn green? Can everybody see that turn green? This is today's date. I want this to expire on Friday, the 9th. So now I've got my expiration set up. The message is going out today, okay? Everything's set up for it. The message goes out. It's got an expiration on it. Now, you know that you're going to be driving traffic for 2 days. Your client knows that, hey, we've got a major campaign going on. It's going to expire Friday night at close of business. Our business is going to increase. Maybe I need to bring on a couple of more people to be able to take care of the business. And when you're talking to your clients, you need to discuss those things with them. We all know that when businesses run campaigns, it increases business. The worst thing a customer can do is be understaffed. When business rises, he's going to negate everything he did in order to get a return on investment that he wanted, because people are not going to stand there because nobody can help them. Very important, very important. And be bold enough as their consultant to discuss those things. Next, we have abbreviations. This was the funniest thing I ever heard. I can't remember who it was that messaged me. It was, they said, hey, is there any way we can turn the abbreviations off? I've got an English teacher that is I'm selling to for her business, and it drives her crazy that things are abbreviated, spelled out. So yes, you can. You can, if you have this checked, it says use text abbreviations. You can also put your own abbreviations in here. And what happens is when you do your message, it automatically abbreviates the words that are in here. And will be the and sign. Anyone will be NE1. R is R, B is B, before is before, easy is easy, everyone is everyone, forever. You know, you only got 160 characters. All right, 160 characters per message. And you can add your own. Maybe you want to sit down and when you're talking to your client, say, are there any special abbreviations for anything you want to do? You know, instead of spelling out cheeseburger, make cheeseburger CB, or hamburger HB, or bacon, lettuce, and tomato BLT. Okay, that way you're not eating up all your characters. Maybe they got 10% off of a BLT today, and you don't want to. You want to make sure that whole message goes out. So put 10% off of BLT. Everybody knows what that is. All right. So you can place your own on there. But if you don't want to use this, just unclick that button, and it will go away. Long URL. This is just a nice thing that's in here to help you save characters. Simply put your long URL in there, and it shortens the URL. Copy and paste this. Now, once you put a URL in here, it's always here. Over and over and over again. Okay? There's no need to do that. Or you can use a Google URL shortener so you can track it, a bit.ly URL if you want to track it. There's many ways that you can use that. But we do have a URL shortener in here so that you can do that. To me, this is one of the most powerful pieces of technology in the marketing platform, other than the fact that you can send these messages out when you want. And that's to schedule this message. Okay, we've got a message up here. We've got the shortened URL. We're going to come in here. When would you like to send this message? Do you want to send it now? You can do that every time you turn around. Personally, I would sit down with that person and automate 2 or 3 weeks at a time. Or maybe you're going to go by and the 1st and the 15th. So you're going to get your 1st or the 15th marketing set up, and then you're going to set up from the 15th to the 1st. So however you do it, do not sit there and worry about every single day if those messages are going to go out. Set it up to where it's automated. And if you're going to do it like I talked earlier, and if you want to take that piece of advice so that you cover that entire spectrum of that person's routine in the morning, if you're doing a lunch special or something like that, if you're doing clothing and it's an all-day thing, it doesn't really matter. But if it's a time-specific event, then you will want to set up scheduled messages for the Facebook and Twitter and the texting and the email. But all you have to do is come down here and drop it down, and you're going to schedule it for another time. Schedule it for the current date and time, or do you want to send this message on a different day and time? So I want to send this on a different day. I just click down. I can click the date. This says Wednesday. I'm going to send it at whatever time. So if I want to send it in the morning, I'll send it in the morning. If I want to send it in the afternoon, I'll send it in the afternoon. Whatever time you're going to send it, make sure you send it. Now, test it for yourself before you do it. Make sure that when you set up your messaging, everything goes out on time exactly like it's supposed to do. Okay? And do I want to send this once? Do I want to make it recurring? How do I want to do it? I want to send it every Wednesday. So if I set this up on the 7th, it automatically knows that this is Wednesday. Do I want to send it every Wednesday, or do I want to send it on the 7th day of the month? If their slow day is every single Wednesday, then set it up for every Wednesday. But if they want it on a specific day, okay, a date, then I can send it for whatever that date is. All right. Now we're going to come down and we're going to preview it. Now we see here, of course, and I just put in this is a test message. This is what's going to go out in the email message, your Facebook message, and your Twitter message. And it's going to ask me, do I want to save my scheduled message? All right. If you don't schedule a message, this is just going to say preview and send. What I'm wanting to show you is what's important, I think, is that you realize that you can do set and forget campaigns and get paid while you're out on the links playing golf or at the pool, getting suntanned, or at the beach enjoying the day with the kids. Or maybe you've got a ball game that night with your family, or you're going out to dinner at your anniversary. You don't have to worry about if your campaign is going on or not. Set them up when you're working, make them happen, and save the scheduled message. It says right here, your scheduled message has been saved. You can say manage your scheduled message. So if we want to go in and manage it, all we got to do is come in and click on manage it and click add it, and we're editing the message. Questions on what we went over at all? I don't want to get into the other pieces. We're going to get into that next week. Any questions over what we just went over on this particular section at all? The send message section of the messaging center of the control panel. Remember, every app has its own messaging center. Every app is set up individually for texting. Every app is set up individually when you set up to join our list. That's not a general thing for all apps. Each individual app does that. When you set up your messaging, it's for that particular app, those particular keywords. Any questions at all on the messaging center? At all? Okay. This is probably one of my favorite of all time quotes from Zig. You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win. Prepare to win and expect to win. You know, we've got such amazing tools right before you, things with. And as we go through this next year, and I'm already preparing, I'm already working on training and doing the things that we're going to do for next year. We want to give you the tools at Appwizard Studio that helps you win, that helps you succeed, that puts you over the top to achieve the dreams that you have. Because always remember this, because we do. Your success is our success, and we want you to be successful. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. There is a box on your right hand bottom side of your screen. I hope everybody can see it. It is our new Facebook page, our new Facebook group. You have to be a member of Appwizard Studio and or Instant Appwizard, which is now Appwizard Studio, to be a part of the group. If, as always, you do not, if you signed up under a different name and I'm not accepting you, please just shoot me an email and I will make sure, or send me a message. Most everybody messages me on Facebook Messenger. Send me a message on Facebook Messenger. Absolutely, Tom. Thank you, my friend. Does everybody understand that, how powerful now that marketing platform is? The different things you can do with that, setting it up in multiple ways, using that marketing platform as a very powerful tool to get that message out and to drive traffic, which is what it's all about. Everything is about driving traffic. And thanks everybody for coming out tonight. I will see the replay will be sent out in the, thank you, Mark. The replay will be sent out in the Facebook group here in just a few minutes, and then it'll go out via email, and everything will happen automatically. How do you change branding text color? I'm not sure what you're at. Could you elaborate on that a little bit, Tom? I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you saying text color? Oh, are you talking about on the bottom of the app? Are you talking about on the bottom of the app, Tom? And bring up a site real quick. Yeah, give me 1 second. I've got to get into an app. Give me 1 minute here. When you go into settings and styles and colors, let me see if I can bring this up on the screen. Hang on just 1 second. Go into settings, styles, and colors. I can't bring that up on the screen. I'll also do a quick screenshot of this. And if you will go under developer text, under styles and colors, you can set the color right there. Go into styles and colors. Go into developer text. And you can change the color and the font size. There you go, buddy. Thank you. No problem. My computer set up backwards here, so. Any other questions? At all? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I will see you in the Facebook group. Make sure you join our new Facebook page, Facebook group page. We're going to start putting everything in there. And any questions? If you have any questions, what I'm going to start doing is, and I get questions a lot, I'm going to try to shoot some short videos during the day in between what I'm doing. Just some short screenshots and throw them in there. And I will tag them. That way you can search for them in that group. And that'll be a great place to be. I'd like everybody to join the group. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Good night, everybody. I will see you in the Facebook group. And on next week's training, of course.